we can't just positive think our way out of this shit. It would be a lovely thought if we could, right? Wouldn't that be nice if we could just say, I am enough, 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 I am enough. And eventually the subconscious would kick on and be like, yeah, you are enough, and then your life would change. That would be amazing. Unfortunately, what I have learned from my own experience and from working with clients for over 11 years is that this work requires you to go through it. It's that quote, right? The only way out is through. You have to go through the pain. You got to feel the pain of childhood, the lack of love. There is so much pain around that. There is so much pain of not, and I know because I'm in another process of it. I'm working with somebody right now for me, for my own healing journey, because this new layer of stuff has come to the surface. And I'm like, I've got to work through this. We need somebody. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but what what I've realized in the past is that we need a coach or a healer or a therapist to work through some of this with, because 9 times out of 10, maybe 9.9 times out of 10, you're not going to go to those places by yourself. We're just not. I've been doing this work for a long time on myself. I still don't go to those places by myself sometimes, depending on the place I need to go. If it's something to do with my mom and it's like this heavy pain because there was so much discord in that relationship and continues to be, a lot of times I avoid that. So I am doing my own work, paying my own coach to help me through that experience because I know how important it is. And I know how much I'll avoid it if I don't have somebody there that's like, we're doing this, and sitting with me and making me do it, and I'm paying them. There's always that push when you're paying somebody to help you do something that's like, okay, well, I'm invested. I got to do this work. So that's just me. And some grief came up where my inner child was crying and just like, I was being guided to tell my inner child in that moment that I'm here with you. I'm here with you. I'm going to be with you. I support you. I love you. And my inner child like broke down and was just like, yeah, but I just wish my mom could be here. And that made me cry because so there was this grief that came up and out in that moment of something that I, have dealt with my whole life of just not having that mother figure. And I'm not trying to ask for pity here because I know a lot of you struggle with this. A lot of us didn't have the nurturing, loving mother that we needed. And now we're these adult women and we're like, why the hell am I still struggling? Why am I still stuck? Why am I still haven't figured life out in some way? Why are my relationships sucking? Why am I not more abundant? Why am I not this, that, or the other? And it's because of unresolved trauma. There's unresolved trauma there that is just waiting for you. Your inner child is just waiting for you to pull this out of yourself and to feel it, to let yourself feel the grief of not having the mother that you needed. If this is you, raise your hand. Just be honest. And here's the other thing about this, you guys, you ladies. In our society, it's seen down upon to talk badly about your parents. So a lot of us have these ooh issues when we think about saying anything that could possibly shine a negative light on our parents. And the thing is that I want to say is that your mom and dad were doing the best they could with what they had. Okay? They just learned what they learned from your grandparent, from their mom and dad. And they learned it from their mom and dad. This is generational stuff. I talk about this all the time. This is generational. So we're not here to beat up on your mom and dad. What we're here to do is to heal this relationship with yourself, to heal the inner child that didn't get what she needed so that you can be free. Otherwise, I'm telling you guys, you are carrying this baggage around with you like a backpack on your back. And it's making you hunch over like this, energetically speaking. And it's blocking you from the level of financial success you can have. It's blocking you from the level of success in your relationships that you can have. It's blocking you from what other things that we want that we can have? Our health. Okay, it's blocking your health because this is all going on subconsciously. And it's so powerful when you start digging in and doing that work. And I can tell you that I used to always attract emotionally unavailable men. I couldn't hold a relationship for longer than 3 months. For years of my life, basically for like 9 or 10 years, I was mostly single. I just I couldn't hold a relationship because my issues would come out. And when I started doing this work, I now have been in a relationship. It's almost 4 years. I'm embarrassed to say that's the longest relationship I've ever been in. I'm also happy to say that. But it's from doing this work. I used to sabotage my financial success all the time in my business. And from doing this work, I make and have more money than I've ever had in my life. And I know this is just the beginning because I'm doing even more work to clear out space so that my inner child can be on board. Because I had a session this week, one of my Ascension Clarity calls, which I have a couple spots open for that next week if you want a one-on-one Clarity Ascension call with me. It was these two women that are coming together to form a business, and I'm getting into business coaching too. So that's what I mean. There's just like so much more freedom now that's opening up. The path is being made really clear for me because I'm doing this work on the next level. All right, I've been doing it, and now here's the next level. And we're never done with this. The way my coach explained it to me, because I was just like, am I going to be grieving about my mom forever? Sorry, I'm kind of fluttering around. I'll get back to that point. I said, am I going to be grieving my mom forever? And she goes, think about people that have lost children. There's a hole there that never goes away. That's something that's going to stay with you. And the grief changes. So that's how she explained it. She's like, this is your mom. It's a very similar relationship, right? And so the grief is going to change. Like, obviously, I don't sit around crying about my relationship with my mom every day. I did years ago when it really shattered, but I had this huge wave of grief that came up, and I just was like, is this how my life is going to be forever? And when she said that to me, that just gave me a lot of peace, because as somebody who still has that achiever in her, I want to like get to that place where it's like, I'm good. I'm, like everything's great. I don't have any of these unwanted feelings anymore. I'm just like, I'm at some next stage level where it's like none of that gets to me. And isn't it humbling and peaceful to know in some weird way that I may never get there. I'm going to have days that are amazing, and I might have days where I'm grieving. And that's the human experience. And we all have that to whatever degree of suffering you've been through in your life. But that doesn't mean like once I get to this place, I stop doing the work, right? The work's always there to be done. And the biggest part of that is feeling our feelings, allowing ourselves to be where we're at. Not trying to, if I wake up feeling sad, not trying to make myself feel happy, because we all know how that works. It doesn't. It doesn't work. So I'm getting some high fives and some yeses that was resonating with people. Heal and break the cycle, Abby says. Yes, heal and break the cycle. And as I just said, realize that this is an ongoing process. Here I am 11 years later doing the work again. I mean, I've been doing it a lot in those 11 years, but like, seriously, there's part of me that's like, are we ever gonna get over this mom shit? I'm being real because it's like, it's just, I feel like I've been working on it my whole life. And I guess that's my path. And it's my path, my dharma, to share that with others, to share my process, because when I share my process, it gives you the spark to go and do this work for yourself. So back to my clients this week. So they're coming together to form a business. And there was some disconnect, even though they're super connected, it's super divine connection. There's some disconnect between them, like schedule wise, or one is over here and one's doing this, and they were very attached to their wounds in a way. And so what I said was, oh, here's what I wanted to say. They're trying to start this business, and there's all those things to do, right? And what's happening is they're like all gung-ho, and then all of a sudden the fear comes up, which this is typical of all of us, right? And so what Spirit was channeling through me is that you have to take steps that your inner child feels safe with. And this goes for anything in life, okay? So if you're about to make a big change in some other area of your life and all this fear is coming up, is to know that that part of that is the inner child, especially if you grew up in an environment where you had some trauma, small t trauma or big T trauma. Doesn't matter. It's all the same at the end of the day. You, as an adult, are going to have unresolved trauma that we are working through, hopefully. And so when we're about to make a big change, that inner child just goes, and it, like mine, like one vision I saw of her, she was sitting in a closet, just like curled up, super scared. And so we had to help her out of the closet and bring her to a safe place. And because I've been doing so much of this work again recently, I'm talking to her more and more and more throughout my day. And I really recommend that, like if you're feeling scared about making a change, to talk to the inner child. A lot of you are mothers. So it's like, how do you talk to your kids when they're scared? That's how you need to be talking to yourself. Instead of doing what I would do, which is get really annoyed that I had to do inner child work. It's to love on that inner child and just say, I love you, and we're going to do this, and do you trust me? And to let her let go of the role that she feels like she has to play in this experience you're having. So this is how we heal and break the cycle, as Abby says. But it's not by positive thinking alone. I am enough, I am enough, I am enough, I am enough. That's awesome. I will put money on it that your subconscious does not believe you. So, and I'm not trying to be cynical, I'm trying to be real. Because everybody out there is talking positive thinking and blah, 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 and like these things, and I do it too. But it's not working without a foundation of knowing how to heal the inner child wounds, knowing how to understand your psychology and your makeup, and to bring awareness to that, how to work with your shadow. All of those pieces and more are required to create a full transformative effect. And I know working with people isn't for everybody, but I just truly believe that I know for me, I'm not going to do the work by myself. I'm definitely not going to do the hard work by myself. It's too hard. I want to resist. I want to run, literally run as far away as possible, then feel grief about not having the mother that I needed as a child. Like, that's really painful, you guys. Who's felt that with me? And like, to go into that is just like, holy shit, it's so scary. But that is how you change your life. Once you've done that, and then you start saying your positive mantras, now your shit is gonna get real and it's gonna start changing. And you're gonna be like, holy fuck. Sorry, I'm swearing a lot today. Sorry, not sorry. Holy fuck. Look at my life now. And like what I'm attracting to me. This is absolutely amazing. You have to go through to get out. What's the quote again? You have to go through to get out, or something like that. The only way out is through. You can't go around the corner. You can't cut corners. Like, I didn't have the greatest childhood, but I don't need to feel all that grief. I did that already. Like, I did that 5 years ago. I'm good. I'm done now. And we just like sneak around the corner, and then we're getting triggered, and like stuff's happening in our life, and we're wondering why. It's time to go through it again. You're playing a new ball game, there's going to be new competition. That's an odd analogy, but you know what I mean. Like, we played the minor leagues and now we're going to the big leagues. And I really believe that that's what we're doing here. And that's what consciousness is asking of us. It's moving so fast now. It's so in our face. And so when you're in the big leagues, you have to play a whole different game, don't you? You can't do the same things you were doing in the minor leagues. Or it's like you healed in the minor leagues, but it's like now spirit is like, and there's more, and you're playing a bigger game now. So let's clear up this stuff now. And there'll be more at another time. We don't know when. You're never done, right? Abraham Hicks says that. We're never done. So we just have to, and the best way to be with it is to just, whatever we're feeling, go through it instead of escape. Go through those feelings instead of try to escape. So I hope this little chat was helpful for you. This stuff is never fun to talk about or do, but it is 100% necessary in my opinion. This is just my opinion. And if you're resisting it, if you know you're somebody who's not going to do the work because hell no, I don't want to feel those feelings, I do have a really special program coming up. It's starting, the last day to register is March 31st. And it's at its best price right now. And it's my Empowered Women Monthly membership. So every month, you're going to get an energy healing, one energy healing, one group coaching call, one breathwork session. The breathwork is going to really clean and clear out your subconscious mind. You also get 2 yoga classes. All of that's live. All of it's recorded if you miss anything. Every month, we're going to deep dive into one theme. So there's themes of like ancestral healing, understanding your family dynamic, learning your limiting beliefs and blocks that are stopping you. Inner child work is one whole month. We just spend a month on inner child healing. Shadow work, we spend a month on that. I'm just trying to think of all the different ones off the top of my head. And then we get into things like learning to live from your divine feminine, learning how to embody and be a magnet for what you want. Embody your energy and your feelings and moving through them, and then how to like really attract what you want, just to be a magnet for it. So that comes after we do some of that foundational healing. And then on and on and on. Every month there's a different theme, and you can join for as low as $65 a month, $65 every 2 weeks. So it'd be like 2 payments of $65. Essentially, it's $127 per month. If you paid for a full year, you get 2 months for free. So it's like $12.70 for the year. So it's my new program that really encompasses all of this work that we're doing in here, and in a really deep way. So again, that's only open till March 31st. I'm really excited to bring ladies through this. You can drop in and drop out if you do the monthly program. I recommend doing it for the full year because you're going to get a lot in that full year, but you can do month to month and, like, drop out after a couple months or something if you want. I don't obviously recommend that. So leave a comment if you want more information or to set up a call with me to learn more. I'll also leave a link to the website there and how to register.